Hello, everybody, and welcome to our webinar today, A Powerful Duo, How PDM and PLM Can Transform Your Business. During this webcast, everyone will be on mute. However, if you'd like to communicate with us, please use the question panel. We will try to answer your questions in the panel as they come up, but if we can't, we'll do our best to address them at the end of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be made available for viewing and sharing with your colleagues in the next week or so. My name is Tanya Petralia, and for about the next 30 minutes, Tom Rasmussen is going to take you through some of the common challenges that customers face and how a combination of PDM and PLM might be able to help with those challenges. Also on the call is Imran Buddha, who will help answer your questions as well. So with that, let's get going and begin our webinar.
Thank you, Tanya. Welcome, everyone. So as we progress through the presentation today, I'm going to ask you to think about three common challenges that we can all relate to. The first is time, how to save time, how to maximize time to market, how to shorten time to value. The next is quality, how to improve quality, obviously, how to decrease quality issues, and then how to maximize their visibility in your organization. And ultimately, this all leads to cost, how to minimize the amount of money spent creating a product, and also how to make the most of your available resources. So what are the inefficiencies that you deal with in your company? I'm sure there are lots of others you can add to this list. Initially, we must all work with other teams and people that are outside of our organization. And there are not only different file formats, but there are also different standards of file sharing. Getting data to someone else without having to recreate it or retype it or resend it over and over again, really important. We're going to identify process bottlenecks and ways around it. This starts in design or even before that in concept, all the way through supply chain and supplier collaboration. We're going to talk about how we can overcome the lack of collaboration in your organization and make sure that everybody is on the same page. And make sure that everyone is working with the same set of data and not struggling through any unnecessary manual efforts. In short, we're going to talk about the many moving parts of your product lifecycle. How a product comes to market is sometimes a mystery. It's a surprise that it got out the door at all, that it got in the crate, or that it was even able to be assembled. And not everything goes as planned. Change happens. So how do we manage all the moving parts of that process? So as this builds out, let's look at a typical development process. And this is not everybody's process, but at a general level, we have a sale or some kind of interest from the customer right at the beginning on the left there. It could be interest in a product or a new product idea. Something really must kick it all off. Then there's some engineering work that needs to be done. And after that, we have pre-production, production, service, and eventually retirement. Once again, this is a very generic view, and you can substitute your own words or phrases in there as necessary. There are also many systems designed to assist with each of these phases separately. At the front, we see Customer Resource Management, or CRM. In the middle, Product Data Management, PDM. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And on the back end, we see things like Enterprise Resource Planning. Everyone probably heard of ERP. Materials requirements or resource planning, and then even manufacturing execution systems. But very often, this can be a series of homegrown systems that are typically built over time as an organization changes and grows. So it's not hard to see how inefficiencies can happen when information is in separate systems and travels through different departments, especially since there are probably not really efficient processes in place to share information from one system to the next. So if you're a SolidCAD customer, you'll be familiar with the tools in engineering. There's Inventor, AutoCAD, Revit, and Navisworks, just to name a few. The V in there represents Vault. Vault is our PDM tool that manages your design and engineering data. So let's start by taking a closer look at PDM. So if we were to take a survey and ask, what does PDM mean to you with our customers? This is the type of word cloud we would see. Everything that's possible and everything to do with product development. But it also includes things like concurrent design, bill of materials, versions, and revisions. It's about having one place to look for all your engineering designs and bill of materials. And ultimately, that's the goal of PDM. It's more than just check in and check out. It has a lot of other responsibilities in your organization. And Vault is a product that's been around for many years. It's a mature product that works with just about everything. It works inside of Autodesk products listed on the left, as you'd expect, and other design tools like SolidWorks and Creo. It works with Adobe PDF, and it also works with Microsoft Office using a plugin for Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and Outlook. So if you need to capture and manage data, just about any file type, you can probably do it with Vault. And PDM with Vault is extremely scalable for any size team and enables full multi-site collaboration. So connecting different design departments, divisions, and locations that are spread across geographies is easy. People can work together as if they're in the same location, sometimes enabling 24/7 engineering and design work. And PDM helps with productivity, both in the form of design reuse and task automation. So design reuse with tools like copy design. So in some cases, a copy might be a complete copy of everything in a product or project. However, there are likely common components like libraries that you'll want to reuse instead of copy, and Vault takes care of that. So if you have a proven design, you can copy it to reuse as much as possible, and that saves you time. You might be 90% done, that would be great, but you might only be 50% done, but at least you don't have to start from scratch. Another way that PDM frees up designers from manual or repetitive work is with task automation. If you're manually creating PDFs of release designs to share with others in engineering, or purchasing, or manufacturing, or even outside your organization, you can stop wasting all of that time and effort. You can automate PDF publishing as well as other tasks such as batch plotting, data transfer, file type conversion, and much more to save all of that valuable time. It all helps to get your products and projects to the customer faster. And in the end, everything you check into Vault is the formula for your product. Your drawings, your designs, your data become your structured engineering bill of materials, all to get ready for the next stage in its journey, outside of engineering. So let's go back to our typical development process. PDM is about managing your design data, but now what? Where do new ideas come from? How do you manage change and ensure quality? How are you managing and collaborating with all your suppliers? That's where product lifecycle management comes in. You may not realize it, but you're probably already doing PDM, or rather PLM, in one way or another. You have processes in place, and if you didn't, you probably wouldn't be in business. But could they be easier or faster or even just more formalized? How do you get all that information from engineering to other parts of your businesses that need it? Could there be a better way to ensure that you stay in business? The key here is process. There are probably many, many processes in your organization. In its simplest form, there are things that need to happen, and they must happen before the next thing can happen. You need to know what happens next, but you also need to know what happened to get to this point. What is the product? What is it made of? And where is it in the process? This is a sample schematic of a typical process. This might seem complex, or it might be overly simplified depending on your company and the product line that you create. But what you can see here is that everything is connected. If one thing breaks down, you feel it in the rest of the chain. The reason you implement a PLM system for process management is to make sure that everything is documented and accessible in a central system. It gives you collaboration across all divisions and business systems. And like I said, you're probably doing all of these steps, but there are bottlenecks that happen from manual processes. Time is being wasted, extra costs are incurred, and quality is jeopardized. PLM can help make your product development process more efficient, get your products to market earlier, and empower every department to make your entire business run faster. Configurable New Product Introduction, or NPI, standardizes milestones, deliverables, and tasks by, well, I guess it could be by product line, by business unit, by product team, or really any other designation. Structured bill of materials and items, they can be configured and managed in, again, a central system that is both powerful and easy to use. Collaboration with your supply chain in a secure environment ensures that you can quickly and easily approve suppliers, vendors, manage supplier audits, and even do some supplier corrective actions. Any changes that you make to your product are fully defined, they're reviewed, they're approved, and actually implemented in that collaborative environment. And finally, you can coordinate, control, and track the complete chain of quality processes, all tied together in a single system. Okay, let's take a closer look at each of these separately. We'll start with New Product Introduction, and that can go by different names. NPI, like I said, NPD, New Product Development, Stage Gate Management, there's lots. So any process where you take an idea from a concept through prototyping, launch, and beyond, that's NPI. NPI is the product development process, and what PLM does is add the concept of time and ownership, removing inefficiencies that stand in the way of bringing new products to market on time and on budget. Everyone is aligned with configurable project templates that really standardize all your milestones, deliverables, and tasks. You can see who owns it, determine if something slipped through the cracks, or if something's overdue. And it's real time, so that provides you project management alongside design management. You can look at a single product, a group of products, even a complete product portfolio of all the products, week over week, quarter over quarter, year over year. All of your progress and performance is monitored, and real-time to-do lists and instant notifications help individuals stay on track. So you can set milestones and make sure that you meet those milestones. With a configurable, customizable workflow, including approvals and sign-off, you can make sure that everything is done on time. So your enterprise bill of materials, like we talked about before with PDM, starts off in PDM, in CAD and design with your engineering bill of materials. With PLM, you extend that engineering bill of materials so it also becomes maybe your manufacturing bill of materials or your procurement bill of materials with item numbers, part numbers, descriptions, quantities. You centrally manage and share a structured bill of materials to make sure everyone has the most up-to-date and accurate information. You can quickly find all the items in one centralized system, and revision control ensures everyone uses the correct version, whether they're buying it or building it. You can even trace exactly what a BOM looked like on a particular day and track when items were manufactured or delivered. So you can see the differences between different versions of the BOM. This also allows you to meet any compliance requirements that you have by storing and analyzing that product history. All right, supplier collaboration. PLM provides anytime, anywhere access to all that information your extended team needs for quoting, procurement, and supplier management. Rather than relying on age-old tribal knowledge or digging through emails or preferred or approved suppliers, you can find all that up-to-date information, again, in that centralized system when you need it. Securely bring suppliers into your process as well, whether they're bidding or just supplying cost and availability. And suppliers are linked back to your bill of materials, ensuring compliance standards are followed. So supplier management with PLM allows you to have everything in one place, and there's no need for an entirely different environment just to collaborate on product development. Change. Change can come in many forms, and of course the biggest one is an ECO, engineering change order, enterprise change order, or even emergency change order in some cases. With PLM, product changes are fully defined, reviewed, approved, and implemented all in the same collaborative environment. And when you configure your workflows, everyone can monitor change requests or change orders in real time, avoiding those typical bottlenecks like waiting for, or more likely like hunting down, approvals. Full details of components or subassemblies involved in a change are just a click away, helping you understand the impact of a change or to see what changed in the past. You can choose to view only the information relevant to you with easy-to-use filters. Everyone sees all of that up-to-date data, avoiding any costly mistakes in downstream departments like purchasing or manufacturing. Quality management is actually coupled directly back to change management. PLM allows you to automate workflows to control your quality chain from non-conformance identification analysis to return merchandise authorization, corrective and preventative action, and of course, engineering change. Configurable workflows coordinate and track quality management processes, creating a fully closed loop to ensure that any issue that arises in quality will actually find its way back to engineering. In progress or completed processes, whether related to change, quality, or any other discipline, are fully traceable. So you get a complete 360-degree view of your quality data and all of your critical processes to help you prevent and rapidly respond to quality issues. And this, in the end, helps you create a stronger brand. So now you can go from just managing your data to adding process management to your environment so that you can do more with the data. It's collaboration for everyone involved in the product lifecycle, from engineering and supply chain to quality and manufacturing, everyone working from a central source of information. You can remove any of those bottlenecks by automating task notifications to all the stakeholders. And having a rich history of all your change orders documented for traceability and supplier management. And you can access real-time status reporting without the need to manually manage Excel tables and charts. So everyone can easily see the information they need rather than spending valuable time hunting it down. Okay, so the best solution is a combination of PDM and PLM. And that solution is called Vault PLM. It helps you manage your product data in one central location that is accessible to everyone, speed up your product development and business processes, and extend the value of your product data throughout your entire organization. So let's look at a couple of customers that have already taken advantage of PDM and PLM working together. Hosokawa Micron is a world leader in providing process solutions in the fields of powder and particle processing technology and blown film technology. They were founded in Japan and have facilities across all 6 continents. The equipment they sell is used to produce materials like coffee, cereal, icing, and medicine tablets. So this is a company that was using Vault for their product data management, and then they adopted product lifecycle management to handle the process of everything that happens downstream. Document control and change management were major challenges in their business. They once described a horror story situation of sending a drawing to manufacturing, changing the drawing the next day, and then getting equipment manufactured to the wrong drawings a week later. That's just one reason why they use PDM and PLM today to manage their documentation and downstream processes. Now they have full visibility into who's working on a document and where it is in the system. They have greater control over their entire product development process. Aclara Technologies is a global company. They create smart meters and advanced metering infrastructure for water, gas, and electric utilities. The company has done a lot of expanding with acquisitions of other companies and product lines. They have facilities in US, Spain, and the UK. This is a company that has a global new product introduction process. And as the company grew, its portfolio of new products grew, and challenges managing that MPI process became more and more complicated. They were experiencing new data management risks daily, as well as collaboration and process challenges. Integrating PDM and PLM solved their challenges by enhancing collaboration and improving data accuracy across their whole organization for engineers, operations, supply chain partners, and contract manufacturers. All right, so this is Greenpoint Technologies, and PLM changed the way they work and the way they do their business. They manufacture custom aircraft interiors for private Boeing jets and have been in business since about 1988. They focus on the customer experience by incorporating quality and craftsmanship into every project. Manufacturing custom interiors is a time-consuming process, and inefficient global collaboration challenges can eat into profitability and threaten their on-time deliveries. The large issue that Greenpoint had was with how challenging it was to track and manage vast amounts of designs for different projects across different global locations. They had outgrown their own old system and needed one that could grow with them and manage the complexity of tracking their products from start to finish. By integrating a PLM system, they improved their engineering process and collaboration to deliver their products faster and cheaper. Okay, so we've taken a look at PDM and PLM. I hope that through this you understand a bit more about the difference between the two, but remember that it's not either or, it's both together. PDM combined with PLM will help you get your products to market faster, improve the quality, and ultimately reduce time and costs. All right, that's it for me. Are there any questions we can answer? Tanya, I'm not sure if you're still on mute.
I'm right here.
Okay, great. Did any questions come through?
No, not as of yet. We'll give it a few more minutes.
Okay. So one question just to kind of get things started that we sometimes get is, how is this PLM system different from an ERP system? And we typically say that while ERP focuses on more of the transactional business processes such as inventory, logistics, and financials, PLM focuses on everything about your product, from concept through to engineering and all the way to production, and provides processes that really connect everyone involved in the product lifecycle. And it connects them all to this central source of information. All right, if we don't have any questions, then what I'll do is a little advertisement for our next webinar. So next in our webinar series, coming up on April 22nd, it's titled No More Spreadsheets, How to Manage Your Bill of Materials Like a Pro. All the key elements that make up your product are in your BOM. We talked about that earlier. So how are you managing it? And it's okay if you say spreadsheets, we won't judge you. But join us for another live webinar to explore a more efficient process for BOM management. I know we all really hope to see you there.